Hey, why are you here? And I'm going to be showing you how I generally color my videos. So, the way I generally color my videos is that I use a lot of gradients or overlays or textures. So, generally what gradients look like, gradients would be things found here in the media generator section of Sony Vegas. I use a lot of color gradients in my when I color my videos, and sometimes I use just like solid colors as well. You can also use textures. I generally get my textures from like Tumblr or like Google Images pretty much. So textures can range from anything like kind of like that to like PNGs and stuff. While sparkles and overlays, you can get them off YouTube videos if you just look up like free sparkles for Sony Vegas. My folders are really messy, as you might noted in the other tutorials, so it takes me a while to find things. So yeah, that's basically what sparkles are. You can get them off YouTube, as I said before. So when I color my videos, it's important to note the compositing mode setting. Like, there's different types, and the default one is source alpha. That's the one where you usually use. Like, this image right now is on a source alpha compositing layer. The one that I generally use is lighten, but you can also use like dodge or overlay or any of these. It's just a matter of experimenting, really. But I use lighten, so I'm going to show you what happens when you use lighten. So say you have, say you want to generate something like this to color your video, and it just basically colors it up. What lighten does is that it gets rid of the black, so you end up with an effect like this. You can play around with the white and black of this by like pulling either 1 or 2. So like that. You can also change the color by just clicking on 1 or 2 and then playing around, so you can get a nice pink or like red, and you can change this to say, I don't know, blue or green or whatever. It's just a matter of playing around with the colors. You can also lower the opacity of either of these colors by clicking on this, and if you just want to be left with the pink, you can be left with the pink by lowering the opacity of this by dragging that down. You can move the center of the circle by clicking on the cross and just dragging it to where you want to place it to. So you could do, for example, you could do something like that, and then on a different layer you'd have something like that too, but in a different color. So let me put this on lighten, and then drag that down, and then change this to say blue, and drag that down here, and that's a way of coloring your video. What I like to do for most of my videos is, say, I'll make a color gradient using linear white to black, and I'll change it to, yeah, that's another way you can color your videos, using a linear gradient and like changing it up. If it's a bit too much, you can lower the opacity by dragging down on this. So I want to use kind of warm colors, so I'll use an orange and a yellow-ish. I don't have any particular settings for the colors I use, I just kind of experiment, I suppose. And then I'll set this to dodge. What dodge does is that it kind of saturates it, I think that's the word, or it heightens the contrast and it makes it really bright and obnoxious, but you can lower that down by just messing around with the opacity. And then what I might do is I'll add an elliptical transparent to black, and I'll put this on the side here. I want to put this one as close to the center as possible, and then lower the opacity to how I want it to be. And there, that's a way that I color my videos sometimes. You can also change it to like other colors like blue, or you can change this to pink or whatever you fancy. So yeah, another way you can color your videos is by using sparkles. So I'm just gonna set this source alpha for now. I use sparkles that are basically like a whole screen sparkle, that makes sense. Like, not ones where it's just like a few things moving on the screen, but one that covers the whole screen. So I'd use something like this sometimes. Yeah, right now it's covering the whole image because I haven't put it on Lighten or Dodge yet, so if I put it on Lighten, it'll look like that. If I put it on Dodge, it'll look like that. So I'll put it very low, and then I'll add the black shadowing underneath. And there, that's another way you can color your video. Oh, another thing with the elliptical, linear, white, black is that you can also move the 1 and the 2, which are found here, so you can mess around with that. And yeah, that's basically how I color my videos, so thanks for watching.